Sorry guys, this episode today is going to be terrible. There's no Alex, the jar energy is gone, the structure's gone, the funniness is gone, it's all gone.
Funniness? Who are we?
Who are we?
Hi, Jar Media. You know, we're a couple of guys. I'm Jamie. So, who are you?
I'm James.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jamie.
You see, I want to first of all start this ordinary episode by thanking our lovely patrons over at Patreon.
And you know what? People said that I was so against it, but today we got a nice, lovely. Today I'm drinking a nice, lovely Mio sparkling sake, and you've got a cobra.
Snake.
You got a nice cobra.
Yeah, I'm drinking some snake. James has sake. James, give us a quick taste, sort of overview of your. So, what's the brand in that?
So this brand is Mio. It's a Japanese sake, and it's sparkling, and it's only got 5%. It tastes more like a lemonade than nice sake.
Is it giving you Smirnoff Ice vibes?
No, it is. And I do like a Smirnoff Ice. I like just downing the whole bottle.
Yeah, Torpedo.
Yeah, that's like the first where I got introduced to them. So it's like I'll just walk into your pub, your grand Michelin-starred pub, and I'll be like, Jamie, can I get a Smirnoff Ice? So I can Torpedo.
We don't have Smirnoff Ice.
Oh yeah,
we used to. This was when you'd actually come and see me, but you don't tend to do that anymore, do you?
What have you've got rid of them?
Yeah, there's no Smirnies. There's no Smirnies in sight.
Why?
I don't decide on whether we have Smirnies or...
I thought you do. I thought it was your pub, bro. I thought this is your thing.
Well, if whether it's my pub or not my pub, or even a pub at all, to be quite frank, the Smirnie question is not one of my own choice.
If the Smirnie has been replaced, what has it been replaced with?
Water? Lemonade?
Why would you ever do such a thing? I'm kind of heartbroken.
Well, it's not up to me. It's not up to me. But listen, you're a sake connoisseur, correct?
I've had a few sakes, and I didn't expect this one to be so light and easy. Because my experience with sake is it's quite strong. It's like quite strong, and it's like you don't drink like a small bottle of this like easy. It's like you have a small amount. So I'm just surprised.
Like a whiskey, like a spirit.
Yeah, almost. It's like a rice whiskey. But this is like easy. I kind of didn't expect that. Because it's like, I know people want to, like, what that Jarling wanted. They wanted to know what so I'm like trying to buy interesting alcohol drinks to drink on the cast.
It doesn't have to be alcohol, for the record, I don't think. I think we always have a drink.
Yeah, but what's interesting about, today I'm drinking some apple and Ribena, or...
It could be Lipton's sausage iced tea flavour.
Yeah, but no, it's like, but most of the time we've got alcohol. Because we normally film on a weekday.
Yeah, we normally drink every day of the week.
We're severe alcoholics. People don't realise this behind the cameras. But
no, this is the thing. This is one of the cultural phenomenons that I think Americans, or anyone that isn't from the UK, won't quite get. But for our society to function, we need at least 70% of our population to be at least 60% drunk.
At any given time.
At all times.
Like, why do you think these water bottles are now becoming so popular in the workplace? Because nobody's going to question your water bottle. It's all full of...
If it says that it's, I don't know, what's a water brand?
It's not a water brand, it's just like the bottles we have.
Oh, right, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can have anything in there.
Yeah. As long as it looks like water, you're fine. And people aren't going to check. So you can just have it filled with whatever poison you want.
And this product that's got like a little... It smells like orange or something, so then it tastes of orange.
Yeah.
Right? You fill the thing with vodka, smells of orange to everyone. Thing's full of vodka.
And if you're drinking that every day, you're 60% drunk at any given time, so you can work, and people aren't going to notice.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're fucking geniuses, bro.
I think some people are going to notice the lack of a certain someone.
Yeah. A certain somebody is not here today.
So...
There's been some pretty fucking bad news.
Yeah, so Alex is travelling coast to coast. He's sort of... He's on like a whole Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah, he just messaged us a few days ago and was just like, I'm going, guys. I'm going exploring.
Yeah, I'm not going to see you for a long, long time. I'm going exploring and I want to find artifacts.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
Yeah. And you're now staying at his house, hence how we're recording this episode today, because we're in his house.
Yeah.
But he's just gone. He didn't even take the dogs. He just dipped. Yeah.
So the dogs were alone in the house for 3 days.
Yeah. He had no communication with us at all.
Yeah,
after that.
Pandemonium.
And now here we are. We're having to do our first ever episode without Alex.
I've done an episode without Alex.
Without?
Yeah. You've done an episode without Alex.
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
No.
You've never not had Alex. How do you feel? Do you feel vulnerable?
Yeah, I feel this is a new experience and I don't know what could happen. You know? I don't know what's around the corner at the moment.
I don't know what's around the corner either. Yeah, I'm feeling somewhat uneasy and
because of all the thing, Alex is like he organises. He keeps us on the path, on the tracks.
Yeah.
He keeps us organised. Without him, chaos reigns. And of all episodes, there's never been a me and you episode. It's always been it's either me and Alex one, or you and Alex. It's never been me and you. So this is like, we're breaking new ground here.
Yeah, uncharted territory.
Yeah, like after this, we might not even need the A anymore. While he's off adventuring, we could, JR Media, it's like, this is the beginning.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Do you reckon we should bump him off?
Yeah. We can make it look like an accident as well.
James, tell me, do you think Tarzan had sex with gorillas?
Bro, I thought we banned the gorilla conversations.
You see,
I thought we banned them.
This is different.
Is it different?
This isn't about gorillas fighting or any such petty nonsense.
Mike Tyson is not involved in this question.
No, this is pure Tarzan. Tarzan, as in, I'm thinking the Disney Tarzan with Phil Collins. Did Tarzan...
Can I just say that I don't know what Tarzan that is?
You don't... You don't know Disney Tarzan?
No. Do you think I've watched Disney Tarzan?
You know who Tarzan is, right?
I know who Tarzan is, but like...
Okay, who's Tarzan?
He wears like a... How would I describe Tarzan? Yes.
Yeah.
He swings on trees. He meets a fit babe in the jungle. And he fights... Bro, I've not seen it. What? Don't make me try and describe it.
How do you not know who Tarzan is?
I know who Tarzan is.
Well, what's his story? Like, what's the guy? Yeah. Okay, so Tarzan was stranded as a child on this like island or whatever.
And he got adopted by the monkeys.
By the gorillas.
The gorillas.
Exactly.
And he became a gorilla.
He became a gorilla, but surely for him to be a true gorilla...
He'd have to prove his alphaness to the fellow gorillas.
Well, yeah.
By taking their bitches.
Yeah, that's what gorillas do, right?
Yeah, it's a fight.
So if he was truly turned into a gorilla, do you think Disney Tarzan did that? That's straight up bestiality.
It's Disney though. What would Disney not do?
For me to believe in this universe, for me to, like, for it to feel real, part of me says that he has to have done it.
No, but if you're gonna go that far, then there's other things we need to look into.
Such as?
You think I had anything after that?
No, but what's your answer? Do you think he did, or do you think he didn't?
Do I think that Disney Tarzan fucked gorillas?
Fuck Disney gorillas, yeah.
Well, no, because you got a question like, do gorillas masturbate? Do they masturbate like us? So when they're in the jungle, do they sit there and chop one out? Because if we're going to discuss that, it's like we've got to identify the human characteristics in gorillas to know where the overlap is and what Tarzan would have to adapt
so we're
to.
we're trying to work out whether Tarzan jerks off.
Yeah.
You see that? I don't know.
Because
I have a feeling gorillas do masturbate.
Because I've got the idea that it's like, if he can jerk off, he won't fuck the gorillas. Because in the wild, animals like dogs and shit, they don't masturbate. They just fuck. Like, they skip the masturbation phase and they go straight to fucking.
Masturbate. They find like a toy or something. Male dogs.
No, I don't think that's masturbating.
It is. Why would they fuck a cushion?
I think it's them blue balling themselves. Because there's no like climax to them, like fucking whatever they find. It's I think they're blue balling themselves to put off the desires. For, like, we've seen Argy. He
doesn't have balls. Whatever Argy does is purely malicious. He's not controlled by his hormones.
Then why would he try and rape Paisley? Why is he so...
I don't know.
This is what I mean.
I think it's because Max had a thing for Argy. So
it's traumatized him, and he's putting his experience of trauma on Paisley.
Yeah, to make himself feel big and strong. This is...
Like...
Reel it back.
Really?
Do gorillas masturbate?
No, I generally believe they don't masturbate.
For the record, neither of us are biologists.
We don't know.
Zoologists,
and
whatever.
We're not checking online to fact check this.
No, this is it. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're going to work it out. I've seen videos of like chimps jerking off.
I think chimps are like the devious versions of apes. And like,
there are those like really horny chimps.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're the gooners. They generally just masturbate all day.
Yeah.
They eat banana and just fuck themselves silly.
Exactly. So that's quite a human characteristic.
That is. I think
for an ape.
Yeah.
And gorillas are apes. So I reckon they do.
No, but I think it's like with the tree, with let me put my sparkling sake down.
Just call it sake, James. Just call it sake.
Okay, my sake down. So you've got the tree, you've got the family tree where there's like the original like gorilla ape before the ape. And it has to like come down to the different apes. So you've got, I don't even know if it is an ape. You've got the chimps, you've got the fucking gooners, and you've got the gorillas. Yeah, it's just like all of the masturbation and sex genes went straight to the gooners. And like clearly all of the alpha energy went to the gorillas. So I don't think the gorillas masturbate. I think that they fuck. In which case, if Tarzan is in the situation and the environment where they're only fucking, what is Tarzan going to do?
But saying that, is masturbation a learned behaviour? Is it a societal like expectation that you start jerking off?
See, that's quite difficult, because it's like I'm trying to think back to my own history, you know? I'm trying to think
like, why did I start masturbating?
Because like when you're that young, you don't think about like its portrayal in things like masturbation. It's not like you don't actually think about it. So why do we start? And I think that is just because
but you do sort of have to discover it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like I don't think I would have come up with this on my own. Been like put two and two together. Like, wait, I could... Yeah.
No, but I think I did.
Really?
Yeah.
You started fucking your hand.
I didn't even do the hand. It was just like fuck anything.
Like a dog. You found a toy, and see that proves it. That dogs do masturbate.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think. So what does this mean about the gorillas?
I think the answer is Tarzan had sex with gorillas.
But does Tarzan masturbate, or does he just fuck?
Oh, that's...
But does he do them both, or does he exclusively fuck? Because surely...
If from your human experience of discovering masturbation, I think there's a chance that Tarzan didn't have sex with gorillas. If he discovered that he only needed his hand, because I don't think he'd naturally be attracted to a gorilla.
No, because he's a human.
Exactly.
Even if he thinks he's a gorilla.
But if he thinks he's a gorilla, there's like societal sort of norms, the gorilla society norms, sort
which
of
is
forcing
fucking
him into the
bestiality path.
Yeah.
And it's his human being, his human self is pushing him down the self-discovery path.
Yeah, he sort of became a beta cuck among the gorillas.
Around the alphas, he regressed into being a cuck.
Yeah.
See, I can't even argue with that. I think that's genuinely a question that's baffled scientists for hundreds of years.
What, do gorillas masturbate?
Has been solved yet again by Jar Media. We're out here answering the fucking real questions. No, I've actually got a genuine criticism.
Criticism?
Criticism, yes. So we both gym.
Yeah.
We both actually just work out on a regular basis.
Mm.
Neither of us are even on the like chart of like shredded, ripped.
Okay.
No. Like none of us are like that big. Like we're not that muscular.
Yeah, we're not like Kumail.
We are.
We're nowhere near Kumail.
No, we're nowhere near, and it's like we have like the supplements, the instant oats. We have protein bars, to help.
Whey protein bars and shit.
To help working out, and it's like it's starting to dawn on me. It's like the expectation of like being shredded or whipped or whatever is actually so unbelievably ridiculous that I actually find it slightly, because it's like when I say we work out regularly, I work out every other day, and on those days I stick to like a strict diet. I'm only eating fruit. I'm eating things to help, or for fitness.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not whipped or shredded, and I've been doing it for like 3 months. I'm not hugely whipped, and I know it takes time, but it's like I'm doing it quite often, yet I'm not getting these results that kind of like the expectation put on people. And I find that you look at Hollywood and it's all these guys that are whipped to fuck, and it's like that's the expectation that's being put on people. But it's like I work out quite often and I'm nowhere near that. To get that body, you have to go 100% into the point that it's completely obsessive.
Yeah,
and controls your life.
That's exactly it. It's got to be a 99% of the time thing. Like how much enjoyment from life are you losing? Because I sort of had an epiphany. I was walking through Tesco.
Yeah.
Looking at stuff to buy. And I was like, I've got to be healthy. I've got to be healthy. I want to reach this like body ideal of mine. Yeah,
which is the same thing. Like when last night, for example, I was a gym day. I came back, we played some Apex, and it was like, Alex being ill, being on adventure somewhere. It's like you guys wanted to go to McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And I was like strict on myself. It's just like, I've just gymmed. I don't want to do this. Because it's like when you're putting on all that calories and all that, it's just not good food. And I'm like, I was sitting there, like just after the Apex match, and I was just like, I want a fucking burger. I want fucking chips. It was just like that part of me was like, no. And it's like, I took away my enjoyment of the night because I went to the gym. Yeah. And it's like, that is an actual genuinely enjoyable part of my life that I've just skipped on. Just because I go to the gym.
Yeah, but even just like my thing in Tesco, I was stood for legit like 10 minutes in the sweets aisle.
The sweets is the worst, and they're the most fucking enjoyable food.
Yeah.
You just want to fucking...
Nothing matches it.
Nothing does.
But if you have, like, you want a bag of sweets, right?
Yeah, you want a bag of sweets.
And you want this perfect body, right?
Mm.
Well, you have your bag of sweets, that's you done for like 2 months.
Because people don't like the sugar content in sweets is obscene. A bag of sweets has like the amount of sugar you should have in a single day, and it's like when you eat that entire bag, you're not feeling like super fulfilled. You're full. It's like you've just had something enjoyable.
Yeah,
so you've still got to eat all of this
buzz.
Yeah,
there's nothing like it, and when you don't have it, you really notice.
Yeah, and it's like you to get these obscene bodies, you have to just cut all of that out. And we're talking about bodies here. Bodies you don't get to the perfect level and it stays like that. That's it. Once you've got that level, if you dip, your body dips. You've got to stay at that consistent level forever.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because it all comes down to how many like cheat days you want to have. And a normal person living a normal life, like if you've just worked for 5 days, fucking getting up early, driving to work, getting home at like 6-7 p.m, those are long ass days.
No, it is, because I'm thinking about this through my routine, because I don't work super close by, so my drive to work is like 40 minutes, traffic and all that. I leave at the house at like 7:30. I drive to work, do a full fucking day, drive home, then I gym for an hour. By the time I'm getting home, we're touching like 7:30. And if you're gymming as well, you've got to fucking sleep a lot, because if you're pushing your body through and trying to gain muscle, if you're not sleeping properly, you're
you're
dangerous.
fucking yourself.
Yeah, completely. And then you'll just crash really terribly. So it's like you're gonna have to go to bed at 10, which means then you've got to cook as well. It's like on that day you've probably got 1 or 2 hours to relax.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that 5 times a fucking day, that's your fucking life, is the gym.
Yeah.
And it's on me, because it's like I try to stick to that one every other day routine pretty strictly. But there's some days where I'm just so exhausted and I just don't feel like it. It's just like I can't do it, because it's like my life is busy enough, I can't do this. So it just makes me, I just hate the way that it's like this, oh, you can do it if you work out often. It's like, no, if you want to get these bodies, you've got to work. It's it. It's your life.
Yeah, it's got to be your passion. And the reason I sort of disagree with that lifestyle for me is that, sure, like, if I got to a point where I looked fucking amazing, like a Greek statue,
yeah,
it'll be like, sick. Look back at all that time I've put in. What have I been doing in that time period? Exercising and eating fucking boring food. And then
once you're at that peak, if you want to keep that peak, you've got to keep doing that forever, basically.
Yeah, if you want to stay looking that way.
And even once your body deteriorates, you get old. You can't keep that shape when you're 60, 70. So it's like you're working, you're using all of this time to get this body. And yeah, you might feel great with yourself, but it's like, that's your life. And eventually you're not going to have that body anymore.
I think that's why we shouldn't strive to have bodies like that.
No. We should strive for personal improvement. Yeah. Like, the reason I gym is 50% I want to be stronger, because it's like I don't want to be reliant on my father when I'm working on my car. And that sounds a bit pathetic, but it's just like I've never had strength. And it was actually the fucking moment that has made it worth it happened recently. I was working on my car. I was out front, I was fucking rusty bolts, fucking difficult to get fucking undo, right? And it's like, I tried, and it's just like, I can't do it. So I went inside, and I was just like, oh, Dad, I might need your hand. And I was just like, no, I'm going out again. And then I put some muscle into it, and it happened. They all done, easy. Did it all myself. And it was like
major gains.
Yeah, and that's why I want to use muscle, and it's like a complete utilitarian thing. I just want to be stronger. And the rest is like fuck body dysmorphia, because of these expectations that are like put on people. And I really dislike it. I really can't stand it. And it's like nobody should feel.
The thing is, I don't want to take away from people that really get enjoyment from that.
No, because I know
if gymming is just your hobby.
Yeah, if you love doing that, that's your thing. It's like mean cars. That's your enjoyment. That's your thing.
Yeah, but if gymming were to be taking away from your time doing your passion, like cars,
yeah, then I'm
just because you want to be Kumail, you know.
Then that's unhealthy.
Yeah,
and it's like nobody should feel terrible about their body and be comparing themselves to these bodies that just aren't to Kumail. When it's like, if you work like a normal fucking week, you can't get that unless you are. That's it. That's your life. And it just bothers me, because I've had arguments with people online because of the whole PewDiePie thing, where pictures of him topless came out, and he was shredded. And it's like, I was just like, this isn't really possible for someone working a normal life. And this proper toxic guy was like, no, if you just fucking work out and put some effort into it. It's like, no. That no.
Yeah, it's so easy to say, like,
Mm.
oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. every day and run for 3 hours, then fucking lift weights for another 3 hours.
But it's like the Wox routine. He
Yeah.
works out for like 8 hours a fucking day.
Yeah, and he's a minority in that, like, I mean, first of all, the majority of people can't just have that amount of time.
No, and the fact he can only afford his diet because he's rich.
Yeah,
That he has an obscene diet, and like no fucking normal person could afford that. No fucking normal average person can afford that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go watch these movies, and it's all people with his kind of bodies. He's the star of the thing. It's just like he's obscenely whipped, and it's like that's not a good influence.
No.
Because I know, like, the whole, when it comes to, like, male versus female in terms of, like, you know, body image, it's a lot harder for females, and it always has been. For younger girls, when they got these Kim K's being the image.
Yeah.
But I know with guys, we've got The Rock.
Yeah.
It's like, it's difficult for different reasons.
I think, weirdly enough, this is somewhere where it's beginning to balance out, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I think
like
it's...
for men... Because it's like ever since Marvel movies, every single one of them has to have a six-pack.
Yeah.
Every single one.
And how...
That was the standard for women, like, decades ago.
Mm.
And it's like, now every man feels how women felt for decades.
Yeah. And it's like, so it's like younger boys now, I can't say for certain, but they're surely being influenced by this. To think that they need to have these obscene bodies.
I'm being influenced by this.
I am as well. Hence why I gym so often. Because it's like I have just this fucked body dysmorphia that I think I need to look a certain way when I don't. Like I'm much happier with my body, but it's just like it's still in the fucking right back that's like, you need to do that. You need to fucking work out more.
It's very easy to look in the mirror and sort of find these flaws.
Yeah. And it's like I don't like the way that it's like that's the societal thing. Like no matter what you look at, it's always these perfect people. You're always going to compare yourself to them because and it's like ridiculous. And I don't think anyone should. Because even if you do work out regularly like us, it's like you're not going to become these people.
Yeah.
So even when you're doing the right thing, it's like it creates that obsessive personality almost when... Even when you're doing it, you're not becoming them. Which means you have to do it more and more and more.
Yeah,
so it's like a never-ending battle.
That's what I mean by just look at yourself. Personal growth.
Yeah.
You know, and I can look in the mirror and compare myself to a month ago and think, well, I look better.
Yeah, which is what I do, because it's like I've been obscenely skinny. And now I'm generally much happier with my body because I've got more weight to me. And not just like weight as in just stomach and fat. Because I did gain weight post losing a lot of weight because I used a lot of food supplements. Because I needed to gain that weight. I needed that 3,000 fucking calories a day just to get back those lost stones. But now it's just like I've got weight and muscle. And that makes me happier. But still, it's like it's not enough. And it's something I need to improve on. I feel it's something society needs to improve on. Because like Instagram does nothing for anybody.
Instagram is a blight on
the
world.
fucking everything.
I think every single app that is under the branch of Facebook, just cut them out of society. Improvements immediately.
Yeah, because it's like I use Twitter, I use Instagram. What I see on them both is completely fucking different, and I follow the same content on fucking both. There is just Japanese cars on both. One of them I see people and I see these bodies. The other one I don't. They're forcing this. It's in the algorithm because there's money in it.
Yeah, it generates money. You see this perfect person. You want to be them. How do I be them? Oh, drink these energy fuels and shit. It's like, yeah, it's all about fucking money.
It's all money.
Man.
And all of these fucking fitness people like, oh, subscribe to my website and my Patreon and you can get exclusive tips on how to get this body. And it's you're fucking scamming people who are generally like vulnerable. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, there's no cheat codes.
No, just generally, if you want to be fitter, go to the gym just somewhat regularly. And you don't have to do all this weight stuff. You don't need to do what people say. If you want to do cardio and you want to ride bikes or do treadmill stuff, do that. I do it. No shame in it. It's fucking good.
Just do your best to eat healthy. Just be conscious of what you're eating, and then if you are craving a chocolate bar, you know what? Fuck it.
No, it's like this is a genuine issue, because it's like when we go to McDonald's, I'm so like insecure, because I'm like, should I be eating this? And your thing is, it's just like, if you didn't go to the gym and you ate this, you still would have
I would have eaten it either way.
Yeah. So it's like, if you go to the gym and still eat it, it's at least you're going to the gym. You're still
It's a net positive.
Yeah. Compared to a net fucking negative.
Yeah.
Because if you're just eating it anyway, it's just negative no matter what. So if you're going to the gym, because going to the gym is one thing, changing your eating habits is a whole fucking nother level. And that's, all of these proper buff people and these ripped people, it's all diet and all this. But it's like, your diet is like your enjoyment in life.
Yeah,
like the way I do my diet is just try to eat healthy, but it's like on the days I don't go to gym, I usually just trying to eat the way I like.
Yeah.
But not in excess. I won't sit there and eat a whole bag of sweets.
The hardest thing is buying a bag of sweets and not eating the whole thing.
Yeah. And it's like, I got gifted my mum has just walked in and gave me a bag of Percy Pigs. Percy Pigs obscenely fucking high in sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's many sweets that are higher. They're fucking whammed for sugar. And it was just like, I opened it, had one, and then there's like a cupboard next to me and I just threw them in there. Because if it's not in my mind...
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 weeks later, I was like, oh, the Percy Pigs.
No, that's something I've learned about willpower. Is that, like, say every day you have a finite amount of willpower.
Yeah.
So, walking through the shops, I swear to God, is designed to chip away at that willpower.
No, it is.
You're walking past, like, Cookie Day. You're walking past, like, crisps and shit. To get to all this stuff, like, they'll put in the front of the shop, like, all these deals.
Yeah, it'll be like a whole...
cheap Coke.
Yeah.
And stuff. And
always Coke.
Yeah.
And that shit, that's it. Coke, if anything, is Coke. That's the thing that really just derails your health. And it's like, but it's like, I know this, and it's like when I go, because sometimes, I got to go to, I might need breakfast or lunch, and it's like, I'll drive to Big Tesco, and I'll go in, and it's just like, I'm going in, and it's just like, I'm not looking at anything, I'm looking straight, and I'm just going exactly the route.
Yeah.
And I just go, I get my coffee, I go get to the protein, I'll get my protein bar. It's like, if you fucking stop, they're chipping away.
That willpower is going down, and you're gonna buy something that you shouldn't have.
We know this because we go to Sainsbury's.
Exactly, and we spend ages just walking through the aisles, and the longer we're in there,
because we follow the path. Because the first big step is we walk past the Krispy Kreme aisle.
Yeah,
willpower, fucking 90% gone.
Immediately, just like an axe to a tree, just like chopping that shit down. There's a little stump left, and then it's like, well, I'm buying cookies.
Yeah, because it's Krispy Kreme followed by like the pastries and then the cookies.
Yeah, and then the snacks aisle and then the sweets aisle.
Yeah, it's
like,
the trio
as you
because
go through the shop, your willpower is just being fucking blitzed.
Yeah, and it's like there's so many times we walk in there and it's like sometimes we don't even get to like the sweets aisle because we've already caved at the Krispy Kreme aisle.
Yeah,
and we bought a 24 fucking box and we're sitting there eating all of those fuckers.
Yeah. 12 fucking donuts, just one after the other.
And it's like, how many sugars in that fucking bad boy?
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't help it, and we are trying to be strict. So nobody else should be fucking expected to fucking have these obscene diets. Because the system, and you've got to make, sweet foods are fucking cheap. You want to buy some chicken? Yeah, you can buy 3 bags of sweets for the same price as like some chicken.
To be fair, vegetables are very cheap.
Vegetables are very cheap, and that's what I try to do.
But they taste like dick.
They do taste...
They're fucking
like,
shit.
My tactic was fucking get all these fucking veg and then stick a fuck ton of chili sauce on it, because then it's like...
Yeah.
The shitty flavours
like a
burned
bag
out.
of... I've got this bag of garlic pepper.
For a fucking food.
Just chuck it on. Half a bag. On one piece of broccoli. Just coat that.
That makes it fucking edible. But then that's not great, because it's like that will have like preservatives in or some shit, and that all.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And that also fucks it, but it's like it makes it edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I've now forgotten where this train has gone.
Straight into these messages.
Howdy, partner. Me Andy. Me have shirts for sale. Check the description below.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of.
This is the part of the show where we head over to Reddit and answer questions from Reddit at JARmedia/Reddit.
Where you can go on the top thread where it says ask your questions to the Jar Boys here. And because Alex is adventuring away in Mesopotamia, Jamie is the man choosing the questions this time, so you might actually get good questions for once. Because we know Alex just answers the ones he can answer.
That's brutal.
It's the truth, though.
Okay.
That's the thing, it's the fucking truth.
I'm going to start on a bit of a real one.
Do you think we can have real ones on this episode? Have we not been too fucking real, Jamie? Too fucking real.
This is from Grey Tickles.
Grey Tickles.
How is Jim's quitting smoking going? Any advice?
Yes, if the Jarlings don't know, you smoke.
I do.
And recently you did quit.
I did quit.
And during that period, I was doing everything I can to keep your mind occupied to make sure that
Yeah, you
stuck
were
it.
Extremely helpful, actually.
Every day I was just like, we're going to Sainsbury's, we're going to that Krispy Kreme, our boy.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. This goes back to the willpower we were talking about in the first section. For anyone that smokes or has smoked will know that nothing crushes willpower like smoking.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't had a cigarette, willpower non-existent.
It's very difficult to actually even begin to imagine it, because it's like the way you've described the withdrawals is just like, whoa, what the fuck? That actually sounds fucking horrific.
I don't want to give any I don't want to exaggerate it. But it's just this. It's a constant in your life. Once you start, at least for me, who has an addictive personality, once you start, it's there forever.
Yeah.
And I quit for 4 weeks, a month.
Yeah. Which isn't a short amount of time. That's a fucking long amount of time.
Yeah, it felt like a long amount of time. But every day, it's this routine thing, and like you build up these associations, and because human beings are inherently habitual.
Yeah.
You fall into these, even for someone like me who I don't have like a strict routine.
No.
But there are these constants. And then one constant in your day will remind you of, oh, once I finish doing this thing, I normally have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, I've driven for half an hour. At the end of that, I have a cigarette.
Yeah.
So
your body's stuck in a routine, and if you don't do that routine,
yeah, your brain knows that something has changed. Add on top of that the withdrawal of, it's like short temper, just I turn into like an outright asshole. I hate the person I am when I'm not smoking.
See, I'm trying to think now. I can't actually think of a time where I noticed that you were, but that may be because it's me. Or maybe someone else might notice that you have a shorter temper.
The thing is, almost the most important thing is the fact that I notice.
Yeah. So you can at least be like, oh shit.
But it makes it even more frustrating, because it's like something that wouldn't normally irritate me is really irritating me in this moment. And
Which is
like,
something I can relate to, because I'm the same with certain things as well.
But in that moment, it's like, okay, why is this really pissing me off? Oh, I haven't smoked in however long. I know this, but it's still really fucking pissing me off, and I'm irate. I'm furious.
And there's like, how would you deal with that? What if you needed to stop that? What would you do? Because the instant your body wants is to smoke. As soon as you're in that, you're just smoke.
But
It'll
this
fix it.
has, again, to the workout thing we were talking about, eating.
Yeah.
Smoking satiates hunger.
Hmm.
It makes you not as hungry.
So if you're not smoking, you want to eat.
Yeah.
And which is what we did.
It literally feels like a void inside of you. And you're just trying to fill it. And it's like the amount of caffeine I was drinking
You were.
when I wasn't smoking. If it's not obvious enough already, I'm back to smoking.
Because it's like, you said during that period you were having a lot of CBD.
Yeah.
Because CBD helped. Because it's like when you're going to bed or you're going to sleep, you can have CBD.
Yeah.
Or you're about to go to work, have CBD, and it's like, that effect helps. Because it means you're not thinking about it. Or you're not getting that urge.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're just knackered, it's not like immediately in your mind to like immediately go for a cigarette. But yeah, CBD did really help, but then there's the thing of the price of CBD.
CBD's not cheap, and cigarettes
it's not cheap. For me to live happily using CBD as a replacement for cigarettes, equally as expensive, if not more expensive, than what I was spending on tobacco.
When we were getting CBD, we were going to Tesco, Sainsbury's, and we were just buying the cans. So that's not the most cost-effective way, because you could just go to you can go to like a CBD shop and get CBD coffee or CBD tea, where it's a lot more cost-effective, and it's like you can get in a routine.
Even the oil.
Yeah. And it's like, what if you're using CBD as a replacement over the 1 to 2 month period? Maybe if you're doing that for 4 to 5 months, I assume that gradually the nicotine hunger, the withdrawal will just pass if you're continuing to use CBD in that way. In which case, then you'd be able to reduce your CBD intake, and then it would level out, you know. So it's just a case of finding a cost-effective way to be able to stick to that routine.
Yeah, but it's not like it was just the cigarette, just the CBD, that made me go back to smoking. It's this thing I'd never truly considered until you hear like serious addicts of like heroin and cocaine and stuff talking about being an addict isn't like you become an addict. You, as a person, you're an addict. And I am an addict. So my thing is that I just get hooked on something. So it feels like you need a replacement.
So that you've got that void is being filled by something.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't really get addicted.
You can't mess with it. You can't be like, I'll just have 1 cigarette a week.
No.
I can't have 1 pack a week. It's like, it's all or nothing. Yeah, it's it's a mind-boggling thing, but in terms of device...
You did use nicotine patches.
Yeah, you definitely want to wean. I've tried before just cold turkey. It's like, I can barely go 24 hours.
No, you shouldn't. I think, just from what I know, it's like, that's one of the things you don't do cold turkey on. Like, you can try to do cold turkey with pornography. Once again, another highly addictive thing. And that can, because you're not getting the same withdrawal symptoms. Your brain is like, you're turning into a cunt because your brain needs this stimulation, needs this dopamine, but so you don't get this withdrawal systems in the same way as you do with cigarettes. Yeah.
But it is similar.
No, it is. And that's something I struggled with, and I can relate to your struggles with trying to get away, because it's just like the brain works the same way with addictions. The brain is doing this no matter what you're addicted to. It's just it's doing little different things. So it's like I get it, and I know it's
so
difficult.
Easy to relapse.
It is. I have multiple times. I know you're back on smoking now, and it's like you did go a month, and I was so happy that you did go a month, because it's just like with work you definitely can. I have 100% belief that you can eventually break free. It's just having the support system and the lifestyle changes that will keep you away from cigarettes.
Yeah, you have to really want it. That's honestly the best advice. You have to truly want to quit. Yeah. To quit. And obviously, I didn't truly want to.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think
for whatever reason.
it's like with, smoking, I don't think you should be worrying about your health with it either all that much, because we're still young. It's like that your health shouldn't be like a consideration in why you want to quit.
That's the annoying thing, though, because I stopped smoking for a month, and I noticeably felt better. I could exercise for longer.
Yeah.
I was less out of breath. I didn't have any smoker's cough whatsoever. And then you go back to smoking. It's like, why the fuck do I do this?
Yeah.
This shit sucks. Like, it makes you stink. It stains your fingers. Like,
Yeah. I did notice your finger was much better when you weren't as well.
yeah, the stain went away completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're someone that's like recently started smoking, just drop that shit.
Yeah. Because
Like-
I know that you started smoking because of your work, didn't you? Because I think your work was
somewhat. It was like a work social sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, everyone did it.
Yeah, in that industry, everyone does it. I don't know a single person in that industry who doesn't smoke. Because I know that industry because my boss was in it and I was around it. And it's like if you're young and you're close to people who smoke and you're like a teenager, fucking drop them. You shouldn't be smoking because friends are influencing you. Fuck that shit. Because if you're smoking at that age, where the fuck are you getting that money to buy cigarettes? That's a rough path.
that's true.
It's like, you can afford it. You have a job. So, but if you're being influenced by people when you're young, get rid of it. You don't need it. You'll never need it. Don't fucking smoke. Just don't start. Like, this is going to be discussed more in another video, but I've had the temptation to smoke because I want that self-sabotaging, that self-destructive something to alleviate me of what's going on. And it's like every time I've wanted to just walk down to Tesco and buy fags. Not fags, cigarettes.
You can call them fags, we're English.
And every time it's just like, there's something in me that's just like, nah, don't. Because that one will become 10. And then that's it.
Yeah, and
I fight it. I fight this urge to do it because I know it is just.
yeah, I'm sure
not gonna
part
be-
of the reason I smoke is a self-destructive thing. Like, I don't know why, but it's like, it's almost like you have a bit of control.
Yeah.
Over
that destructive thing. It's
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah,
Almost.
but then it makes you feel totally
Terrible.
like out of control.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Just if you are struggling with smoking, what I would probably do, because you can't follow our advice because we're talking about your experience. So it's like it's different for everyone.
yeah, don't follow my advice because I've failed.
yeah, almost. But it's like talk to someone who's quit. Because if they've got past it, they know where all of the challenges are, and then it's just looking to what you can do with your lifestyle that could help you, and then go to nicotine patches, have something like CBD if that helps, exercise more, whatever might help you. Do that instead of just trying to go cold turkey and failing, because then you'll just feel bad about yourself.
Yeah. That is another thing as well, though. If you do relapse, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a highly addictive substance that has millions of people addicted.
Yeah, you're not the only person that has failed
Struggling.
in doing this. This time, and that you can always try again.
Yeah, you can try again You will just constantly try again until it works.
Yeah,
You can't get away from it unless you fail. You kind of have to fail to be able to get past it.
Yeah,
So
because my mum was a smoker for a long time.
She was. I
Throughout
remember when
my whole
we were
life.
younger.
Yeah, smoking all the time.
Yeah.
And she quit like 2 years ago. So she's sort of been the voice of reason. Like when I've been getting down on myself over this whole thing.
Yeah.
She's been like, 1 month is the time she would always fail when quitting.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you just say, well, I'm quitting. I'm a strong person. I can do this, Which is the kind of shit I'd say to myself, like, when I would try and go cold turkey.
That's the shit I've said to myself.
I don't need this,
Yeah, that I don't need this is something I've repeated to myself so fucking much. I don't need porn. I don't need it. And it's like 1 month later, oops.
Yeah.
No, just 1 month is like, I don't know if it's like statistically proven or whatever, but it's like that 1 month is like when it's really difficult.
I think
it finds it so easy
it's
to
when
collapse
in
that.
your head you're like, yep, I've won.
Yeah.
Now
no, you're confident.
Now I can just dip back in.
That's it.
And then jump back out.
Yeah, but that's not
it's
the
like,
truth.
No, you dip in and you sink to the fucking bottom.
And then you're doing it all over again.
Yeah.
You can't dip at all. There's no dipping.
Yeah, don't dip your toe. Why dip your toe?
Just fucking...
That shit's scalding hot.
Yeah.
You're gonna get burnt.
See,
that's what it comes down to.
See, we are real, bro.
Yeah, see, I said we could get real. Okay, let's move on to
that is actually a really hard subject. It's one we've never talked about.
Yeah,
we've never ever talked about
it.
cigarettes or any type of like addiction like that to that level.
You've talked about that
porn yeah, I've talked. Yeah, because I want to be a good influence, and it's just like
I don't want to be a bad influence.
No. We're not telling you to smoke here. Don't
we
smoke.
We are telling you to watch porn.
Watch porn instead of smoking.
Yeah, get that addiction and then quit that addiction afterwards.
See, here's the thing: if you just goon, you don't need to smoke because you're fucking just gooning all night.
What if you're gooning while smoking?
See, no, that's how they do it. They replenish their gooning stamina by smoking.
Yeah, exactly. Makes them impotent too. Okay, here's one from Richard the Lesbian.
Richard the Lesbian?
Richard the Lesbian.
Okay,
what prehistoric animals do you boys think would make the most interesting cuisine?
This is a question for Alex. I don't know a single fucking prehistoric animal.
You don't know a single prehistoric animal? Would you want to eat a T-Rex?
Nah, I feel... hasn't it been like discussed that they would not be tasty?
But if they turned into birds... Chicken's the most delicious meat there is.
Yeah, we're talking about birds then. The prehistoric birds.
Well, no, dinosaurs. They evolved into birds.
Yeah, but those birds around that same time, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, so those probably tasted fucking great. They were huge as well. Imagine the amount of birds you can get from that.
Did they have, like, normal birds? See, this is what happens when Alex isn't here. We talk about prehistoric animals and we're just like, yeah, the pigeons probably tasted really nice.
No, because if it was Alex, the question would be over because you just say one thing, you'd be like, this bird. This should have tasted lovely.
The Tyrosha Savannah kicks.
The Pythagoras of Pythagoras.
The Pythagoras Rex.
Tasted really good. I heard it tastes like beef. It's like, what the... this is not our specialty area.
Pterodactyls would taste bad.
Yeah, I think...
Flying...
Yeah, I get like a kind of muscly, kind of tendony.
Tendony
type of feel.
Sinewy, stringy meat.
What's the big one with the long neck?
The Cephalopotis.
That one probably tastes pretty decent. It's huge.
Yeah,
the amount of meat you can get from that.
No, imagine like cavemen taking one of them down.
Fuck me, they'd be fucking...
That's the whole county.
That's how like celebration events started. It's like once they conquered one of them, it was like they Christmas
started.
They took one of them down.
They killed a woolly mammoth, and it was like, well...
And they're gifting the meat. This is your gift, and they're just fucking making new coats and shit and gloves.
But I'm gonna say Neanderthal probably tasted pretty good.
Dodo. Isn't the dodo prehistoric? Or did we
No, that's historic. Because we hunted it to extinction.
Which you've discussed before, they were probably the best tasting
bird.
They wouldn't be hunted to extinction if they weren't tasty.
Well, it depends how desperate they were.
Well, no, it depends how tasty they are. We would have exterminated chickens if we didn't learn to battery farm them.
I don't like where this is going.
That's so fucking dark. Holy shit.
James defending battery farming. Who would have thought?
The battery farming episode.
I'm going to read the first line of this one.
Oh, then we're going to judge to see if it's like... No, but we can cut all of these questions out, remember?
Oh, yeah, I'll be cutting the majority of these out. That whole first bit is gone. _goad. In defense of Star Wars visions.
Oh, no.
Bracket, trigger warning for James.
This isn't a trigger warning for me.
Okay, that's the first line. Do you want me this is a big question. But
Bro, we only saw 3 episodes and we only watched...
Star Wars Visions has been the result of a rather interesting journey. George Lucas stated briefly in a few interviews that he was a fan of anime.
Of course he is.
But it wasn't until Disney bought Star Wars that an anime was greenlit. They found a studio, but because Disney is such a cumbersome corporation, their organization broke down and it never happened.
Bro, just don't continue this question.
At the end he says there's an English dub. Opinions?
Who watches fucking dubbed anime? It's like playing the Yakuza game dubbed. The fuck? No, I'm generally very firmly in the sub category.
If you're not in the sub, then you're... I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, we're not even going to go there. We're not going to go that low.
Fontingo says about beans on KFC. Puerto Rico actually...
I saw this.
...has had red beans on KFC that go with white rice for years now. Red, white, pink and red beans are super common and a huge part of Puerto Rican cuisine. Apparently you lose this one, James. I don't remember what you said about beans with KFC.
I said that bean goes with KFC.
But did you say that beans with KFC are specifically English or British?
No, but I'm not talking about beans. I'm talking about baked beans. It's like a completely different genre. Because beans, that sounds like a fucking good KFC. Puerto Rican KFC sounds fucking banging. I'm not talking about Puerto Rican KFC. I'm talking about baked beans.
How weird is it that we say like Puerto Rican Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Why? I thought the point of fast food is it's supposed to be universal.
Yeah, I think it should be. I think if like Japan KFC comes up with this new thing, for that month, every KFC in the whole world should have that thing.
Yeah.
It's not fair that we're being depraved of,
and like
of Japanese KFC.
The English versions of McDonald's and KFC are fucking bland and boring. We don't get any of the exciting shit.
It's only ever beans. That's the only thing they ever do differently is add beans.
Yeah, that's it.
Baked fucking beans. We've had enough beans.
We baked bean Britain.
We're beaned Britain.
We don't need any more beans on our fucking fast food. I swear if Nando start having beans, like baked beans, that's it. I'm flipping. I'm losing the plot. The plot I lost.
The beans you gained.
I ain't gaining no beans, bro. No beans.
Okay. Rice Fury says, you mentioned Weetabix without milk in a recent cast. And I'm wondering if anyone else has actually had these as a snack.
That you don't...
I don't do it anymore, but as a kid I have memories of grabbing a biscuit or two and munching down when I wanted a snack.
No, I did.
And there was
the same.
nothing better.
I did the same. I did the same because in my house there was like a lack of food. But there was always...
That's pretty bleak.
Yeah, bro. It's all bleak. But that I knew where the Weetabix were.
Mm.
And it's just like, if I want food, it's just like you're in for such a miserable time trying to swallow and exist while eating that Weetabix block. Because these were mini... I'm not talking about mini ones. I'm talking about the fucking huge ones.
Yeah. Like the size of my forearm.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. And I used to have them, and then it was just like, we were in your garden one day, and it was just like, oh, let's fucking do the Weetabix challenge. So I just
it was John. John was big into the dry Weetabix.
Yeah, so me and him, we both stood there, and it was just like, who can eat them the quickest? So we both stuck these two huge, and it was agonizing.
Yeah, it just sucks all moisture from your mouth in an instant.
But the bits of Weetabix also combined with the liquid in your mouth to make a paste. So you've got two blocks in your mouth and it's pasting at the back.
Yeah, and you have no liquid in your mouth, so you're trying to swallow this like slightly moist paste that's mostly just dry and spiky.
Yeah. And then you can't, it gets to a point when you can't breathe, so it just fucking, you spit it out.
Yeah, you can't, you just breathe.
Dust.
Yeah, that's... Weetabix is sawdust.
It is fucking sawdust.
And you know what? It tastes horrible.
Because it's not sweetened, it's just fucking sawdust. It tastes like sawdust. And I've had sawdust.
It's the most... You see, that this is another one of those things that I just associate with British food. Brown. Beige.
Beige sawdust.
It's not even brown. It's beige.
Beige is better than brown, though.
Not in terms of food.
Are you sure?
Brown beef. Brown chocolate. Brown brownie. Brown.
Yeah, but when we talk about
bread.
brown British foods, we're not talking about brownie or chocolate.
What's a nice beige food? You got Weetabix. Special K is nice. I'll give you that.
Special
That's
K
beige.
curry.
No, that's like.
You know, curry can be
Orange.
beige. Korma is quite beige.
What colour can't curry be?
That's why curry is good, because it can be every colour.
Exactly, I agree.
It's variety.
It's the gayest.
It
food.
doesn't limit itself into the beige.
Here's one from Matty Woo 98. Hi Jar. Between a combat knife and a pistol, which weapon do you think would be better suited to fend off a swarm of wasps?
Swarm of wasps.
Yeah.
Can I just pick an option that's run away?
Run away?
So
No, it's in a Colosseum.
What gun are we talking about here? Is this a 9mm, just a pistol?
A pistol. Let's say a Colt. 7 shots.
No, realistically, a bullet can only take out one wasp, unless they're lined up and you get like a collateral.
Do you not think there'd be quite a lot of
Turbulence from air, from the airflow.
And it might put them off. I'm going with a gun over a knife.
Yeah, what, you're not going to
You're
fucking...
not going to slice a wasp.
No, because it'll see that shit coming.
Yeah, easy.
It's not going to see a fucking bullet.
The air displacement of moving your hand with the knife is going to blow it out of the way.
Yeah. A bullet,
Knife
a
is
gun, you can
useless.
just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Because if you do 7 shots, one after the other... Because if you shoot once and then leave it, the wasps are going to move. And they're going to go towards you. So you got to fucking blast 7 shots straight.
What if it's like a cowboy 6-shooter? Fan the hammer.
Yeah, I can just do that.
We
No,
agree.
a gun anytime.
We agree.
What pepper spray though would be the actual answer if that was it. Pepper spray some wasps, they'd be fucking dead. Pepper spray. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's illegal. Pepper spray in the UK is the same crime as holding an actual pistol, an actual
Really?
gun. Yeah, they're on the same level, and I find that ridiculous because it's like, I'm all for pepper spray being legal. Because if a creepy man approaches you, just fucking pepper spray that bitch. Fuck him up.
The last question will come from Chaz the Lemon. Favorite Mac DeMarco album?
Fuck you. I'm fucking quitting the JA podcast. Fuck Mac DeMarco. Fuck you. Ah!